All right. Hi, Fairy Fable. How you doing? This looks a little better on here. I think the quality's a little better. What do you think, Dan? Hi, Dan. Let's do the zoom in and see if that. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so much better. This is so much better quality. On the top bar of my phone, it's saying it's still uploading to live for subscribers on IG. So hopefully it's coming through smooth and that it's not messing with the data. I do have good internet, high speed internet now. So Minnesota. This is Pennsylvania. Enjoying the moon with just world class views through a telescope, large telescope, 8-inch Dobsonian. Oh, so did on YouTube I just hit Minnesota? Is that what happened? You guys get first dibs. It's great to see. I've missed all of you guys here on YouTube. It's like it's a whole different world that I've been on social media a while, but you guys on YouTube, you guys have like impacted me. You're so nice and thoughtful and like you're not fake, are you? You're not. You're real people, right? You're welcome, Kristen. Hi, Sarah. Grand Rapids. Okay, we hit Michigan. I'm in Pennsylvania. Where's everybody from? Let me know. Hi, Sarah. Yeah. Welcome to a vertical YouTube live mobile. Coolest thing I've seen is anything that like a what is it called? Projectile going across the screen while we're watching anything, whether it be a satellite, meteor, airplane, bird, even a bug. That's always my favorite because you're like, oh, is it a UFO? The furthest thing I've seen, I don't know. The light years get confusing, but I think anything that is a million light years or more from us. Hi, Ronnie in Kentucky. Hello. Hi, Nonsense McGee. Hi, Plain Wi-Fi, North Carolina. Recon in Cleveland. I was just in Cleveland yesterday. Hello. What would be a good telescope for a beginner that has never used one? A great telescope for a beginner is going to start with what you want to see with it because they don't make it like an all-in-one telescope that sees everything. However, in on my channel page here on YouTube, I have a link tree and I think second from top is the 2025 telescope buying guide that I put together with David, and it goes through the telescopes and what you might want to do. My personal recommendation is going to be heavily biased on my experience, but I'll tell you my personal recommendation. A large Dobsonian, at least 6 inches, 4 minimum, but this is an 8-inch we're looking through right now. Because with a large Dobsonian like this, like an 8-inch, sure, it's not portable. You can't really take it all over unless, because it's big. I mean, you can, but it's just a pain in the butt. However, for 650 US dollars, you have something that can see all the planets, the sun, the moon, but the sun with a solar filter. Never look at it without a solar filter. And tons of stars in stunning detail. You can even, with your eye through it, see like the Orion Nebula and stuff. Then, smart telescopes for the deep sky stuff like the Dwarf 3. I recommend that. because you can just set it up and on your phone and see deep sky objects. And that runs about 650, 600 bucks, something like that. So those two things, a big Dobsonian and a smart telescope, and you can get a basic, great quality view of a lot of things, almost everything. So that's what my personal recommendation is, but I'm heavily biased. There's a zillion different telescope setups for different things, and depending on how niche you want to get with certain objects and nebula and galaxies, will determine what you really want to get into in the future. But I think to get started, large Dobsonian. Now, if you want to just go outside with like your kids and just check out the moon and some cool things, I'll answer some questions here in a second. A nice pair of binoculars, $75 to $150 pair of binoculars. Then your kids, because you know their mind is bolting around, they can just zoom around the night sky looking at things. And they're wonderful. They're wonderful. And you look at the moon and stuff through them. It's really cool. They're really easy. Ronnie, but spelled Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie. Beautiful. Out in California. Welcome in, Baruxus. I hope I didn't slaughter that name. Cynthia, Canada. Pembroke, Canada. Welcome in. Glad you're here. I did see Northern Lights actually out of a plane yesterday from Phoenix to Cleveland late last night. I think it's so interesting how space imagery works. Did a study essay earlier this school year in space photography, and I think there are so many interesting ideas out there. There are, and there's a lot of different techniques. And the struggles you run into doing astrophotography with dew points and weather conditions, and it's always a new challenge every day you're doing it. It's not something that is just consistent, one size fits all in a box. Every day you got to be able to adapt and 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 have the right gear for whatever you're doing. Space photography class, yes, please. I'll talk to David. Maybe we'll put on an astrophotography sessions. I think that would be a good series. It'd be a good series for YouTube. I think he already does a little bit, but I would love that. So we'll see. We can zoom out. There's a nice screenshot. It's a little fuzzy up top, though. Probably a collimation error on my part. I think that helps. What I found most interesting is how all the images are just chemicals visualized with colors. Yeah, fairy fable with a lot of things, yeah. There's color in the cosmos though. I for like there is color in the cosmos, but to visualize them, the depth and stuff, yeah, you have to put in like a false color for a lot of things. Oh, Costa Rica, it's rainy season? Oh, you're welcome, Carolina. You're welcome. You guys are the best. You're my favorite. You know this. Don't tell the other platforms, but you guys are my favorites. YouTube is by far my favorite place to do stuff. It's so versatile. Like this, the vertical mobile, because this is on my phone, is always limited. Like I only have so much focus control, and it's like I'm fighting it all the time because it wants to auto. But Maybe if I push this back, it'll help hold that focus. I'm like doing a bunch of different adjustments, just trying to get it. Cynthia, to be honest, Nate, I just logged in after cleaning the kitty cat litter box. Well, then I know this is an improvement for you. Remember, kids, always check your collimation. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm terrible at that. I did not collimate my telescope today. I just ran out because I was running late. And there's 40 of you. I'm gonna drop some news to you guys, okay? Because there's only 40 of you, which is still a lot, but I am working on something really special. And what this is exploration Earth and space, okay? You can find it in my link tree. I have a GoFundMe trying to build out a van that travel full time, do content full time, okay? But I just went to Utah, and my visit there to Border One Skies in the desert and everything, I am going to be launching a trip to Utah for open to anybody who wants to go. You're going to be able to purchase a package to go with me to Utah, to Border One Skies, off-road vehicles, the whole 9 yards, to do some astro. And if you don't have a telescope, we're going to have some for you. What do you think? The date, I think, is going to probably be in September. But what is your feedback of that? Let me know your feedback. So you get a little bit of exploration, Earth and space with Sunshine Nate. I hope you're not afraid of a little adventure though, because we're going off-roading into the desert. So it's going to be a good time. Got big Can-Am vehicles. We got all the tools necessary. All you have to do is show up. Preferably you do have Astro equipment because the Astro equipment there is limited. But if you don't, there will be some available for those that don't have it. Pricing, that's what's up in the air right now. My guess is it's going to be 1,500 to 2,500 per person. That's a very rough guess because I'm still reaching out to hotels for deals, reaching out to airlines for deals, for group deals. And if I can get those prices down, basically the hotel and airfare is the biggest fluctuation part, but dates and locations like airfare for you from Cleveland or Dallas or Atlanta is going to be, or Orlando is going to be really cheap. But if you're in a small city airport, it's like $700 to fly you just out of that airport. You know what I mean? So like that's where the price goes all over the map with these plane tickets. Yes, the price whatever price it is, includes your airfare, hotel, and food. Now, if you want to buy extra things like steak dinners and, giant inflatable alien balloons to launch in the desert, that's on you, okay? But the package price will be mainly airfare, hotel, and the adventure seeking. You don't have to worry about the off-road vehicles or anything like that. You're there, you're on the trip, we're taking you. So yeah, it's a really good deal. I think a lot of packages like that would cost people $3,000 to $5,000, and I'm trying to get it 15 to 2,500. Yeah, there's Six Flags on the moon. Does Six Flags theme park, is that about the moon? I've always wondered that. People said no. David, the plan for this kind of adventure will also be hitting other countries and go international probably next year. I will be coming to your countries. So don't you worry. I can't zoom in GCB. I can't zoom in that far. No ground based telescope can zoom in that far. I can zoom in far. I can do this. And then YouTube, I think, allows me to do an 8x. Let's do the 8x. But see how it starts to fuzz out? The atmosphere becomes the problem. That giant wall of gases between us and space. But I know I have a lot of international followers, and don't be alarmed. I do plan on traveling the world. Exploration, Earth and space is Earth, not just the United States. But I am still just a somewhat new business, new creator, just getting, just getting, just getting going. So it's going to take me a minute to really add all of that in. But right now, what do you guys think about that? 48 of you. You guys are the only ones that know. That's what's happening right now. That's why I was in Utah. I'm going back to Utah here shortly to do some more, and we're going to do a trial run, and with no guests, just me and possibly one other person that doesn't even know they're going to Utah yet. Yeah. Okay. I gotta fix this. Sorry for the bumpiness. I'm fixing something. I think I fixed it. Yeah, that looks more like it. All right. Yeah, it's hard to zoom in that far. Carolina. So, yeah, guys, if interested in doing a trip with me to Border One Skies in the desert with an off road adventure, please go to my website and find the contact, Nate at sunshinenate.com. That's the email. Email me and say, I am interested, put my name on the list. That's all you have to do. Nate at sunshinenate.com. I think you can find the email on the website or just remember it. It's pretty easy. Nate at sunshinenate.com is the email. Mesa, Arizona. I lived in Phoenix for a while. Never lived in Mesa, but I lived in Tempe, Gilbert, and Scottsdale. Yeah, we do see satellites fly by. Actually, we're in that part of the sky, but not quite. New moon to now is like more satellite friendly. They just don't pass this area. We have a good shot of getting an airplane though, where the moon's at right now. Cape Town. Welcome in Cape Town. You guys are awesome. That's Africa, right? This is not the Dwarf 3. I'm probably going to have a more elaborate setup tomorrow, and we're going to do a widescreen live with more quality and everything. But I just got off a plane. My clothes are all dirty, and I'm a hot mess right now. So I just ran out with my dog on my phone. Um, I'm in pajama pants, you know. But tomorrow night we'll get out like the computer, Dwarf 3, but we'll be able to switch between that and like live viewing through like this, and yeah. Solar flares. There's 4105 or whatever coming around the eastern edge of the sun right now. That one released some X-class solar flares the last time, but it's got a new active region number. The ones that did this last storm are kind of moving to the west and rotating out of view. The sun kind of has been dying down, but it spiked back up the past week or two, and it's been very active. So we're still in solar maximum, but we're on like the downward, we're tearing down out of solar maximum. So there's just chances for these, no pun intended, flare ups on the sun. There's good chances for it. I don't think there's G5 levels right now that I know of. Dan, can you verify that? Because if there was G5 levels right now, I feel like I would know. Yes, David. It would be very appropriate for very newcomers into astronomy, and it would be even appropriate for like professional, super experienced people. But it's going to be built for my audience, which is people that don't know anything about space. But for people that, okay, Dan checked. It's no, it's not G5. But it's going to be built for people that like, you've never been off-roading, you've never done stargazing, you've never done anything. Don't worry. You're going to be completely fine, safe, and learn something and have a great adventure. That's what it's built for. It is not built for, like, it's not going to be catered to the pro people, but they're going to have all the tools at their disposal to do what they need to do. They're going to love it. But new people and novices and amateurs and backyard astronomers, and it's meant for fun and very family friendly. Yeah. Special about the moon today? No, it is. It's like one of the lowest moons of the year, so you get a little bit of atmospheric disturbance. But I think the wildfire smoke lately has been inhibiting the view of the moon a little bit, as well as providing some auroras from these solar storm or geomagnetic storms we've been getting off the sun. There's just been a lot going on in the sky, and we got a great view of the moon tonight with the great weather, so we're checking it out. Hi, Ash. Hi, I am. The sun's not dying down. Every 11 years, it goes through a solar cycle, solar max to solar minimum. We're in solar max right now, and it's going back to solar minimum. But we've been in solar max for about a year. Oh, Jeff Beatles. Hey, Nate, cool channel. Thanks for the content. You're welcome, Jeff. Glad you're here, man. Yeah, Gavio Star Astronomy. When the moon is in, oops, sorry for the focus. When the moon is in a waxing phase, you can see so much more detail. It's a great time to check it out. Thank you, Kevin. The cleric, what an amazing shot. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Charles. Iran said hi. Mason said, sun's still up for me, going out with my telescope soon. Awesome, Mason. That's so cool. What kind of telescope do you have? Minnesota wildfire smoke is so bad, air quality was record highs with around 200. Oh, yeah. Is that on the air now? Quality? Or AQ, air quality index or whatever? That crater on the top had something in it a few moments ago. Could have been a defocus thing. Dob Views is here. Are you actually on the moon? Yes, obviously. With my telescope, looking at the moon, if that's what you mean. Hi, Shrimper. Hi, Shadow Boy. How you guys doing? The Moon Ernie. How you doing, Ernie? Good to see you. Anya. That's stunning. Laura Hunter in Canada. Good to see you. Glad you're here. We got some Luna action tonight. Look, I think it's my tilt. I don't know why the top is getting fuzzy. I've been trying to sort that out. I think it might be this other piece. So if you give me just a second, I think I can find a solution. So we're going to do this, which always seems to help for some reason. It gives me more back focus. Okay. I think I got a little more clarity out of the top. Yeah. A little more. Not a lot, but a little. The top is still struggling. That top edge, anyhow. Let's zoom out and see our circle. Because if we see our circle, circle's centered. See that wobble? This wobble? I think that's what's doing it. So let's straighten up the moon for your viewing pleasure. And then hit it with this and this. Still a little fuzzy up there. I'm always looking for a UFO. Always, you know. But we just got a couple minutes left, folks. And I'm going to be live tomorrow, widescreen, with more telescopes and views with the moon. So be sure to be subscribed to the channel. And I post a lot on my channel posts on like daily updates of what's going on, where I'm at, what's the plan. And yeah. Hell yeah, keep eyes on the sky. All right, so smoke information. The lunar love. This is spectacular, straightening up the moon. Yeah, Olivia, the moon, it was looking a little fuzzy. I look a little fuzzy right now. I was just like traveling. When you get back from traveling, all your clothes are dirty. Everything's chaos and awry. And TSA went through my luggage with all my camera gear and just threw it in a pile back in the huge suitcase. So everything's just like out of its bags. My drone, Dwarf 3, batteries, DSLR. They didn't even put it back in the bags. They just dumped everything back in the suitcase. And I am livid. I'm just disheveled. Thank you for sharing the lunar love. Well, weather radar shows heavy smoke levels EB across Great Lakes soon. Some rain following behind. Yeah. Hey, do you know the things look like stars moving in the sky these days? Anya, that's going to be mostly Starlink satellites. They're really bad at doing their anti-reflective stuff. They're good at making money. They're bad at like night sky viewing. So you see them everywhere. They're supposed to like put paint on them so they're not so reflective, but instead we just see all these things moving around in the sky. David, my website will have the latest info. Right now, it is in the early planning stages, but the time frame of the first trip will be mid to late September around the new moon for Bortle 1 skies with a new moon. But as far as pricing and everything for the trip, it's going to take me a few days to a week or two. I don't know how long. There's a lot of communication and organizing things, that correspondence back and forth, that I have to wait on. If it were up to me, I'd just do it all right now in 5 minutes. But unfortunately, when you email places, they're like, we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days. Hi, everybody. I like seeing everybody say hi. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, I think I have a few different packages available. That helps support. But there's also Exploration Earth and Space on my GoFundMe, that if you are a channel member or a subscriber on Instagram or on TikTok, you are automatically entered to win one of these trips that I do in the future. So if there's any incentive there, there you go. All right, folks, that's about time. So I will see you soon. You're in recovery and you're poor. You're not poor if you're in recovery. If you're in recovery, that is one of the most amazing things, and you are one of the wealthiest people ever. Proud of you, Sherry. Good job. And you are not poor. Poor is just, it's a label we put on things. That is one of the most amazing things ever. You are awesome. All right, folks, I'm getting going. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep looking up.